Inakuwaje watu wangu wa nguvu? Mimi naitwa presenter Ali, napita nao since day one ndani ya masala yote burudani in the entertainment scene. Nasalia kwa the entertainment PA. Siku zote natia bidii kuhakikisha kwamba nakuletea wewe simulizi tofauti. Muda mwingine nakuletea stories za burudani, mwingine pia nakuletea story ambazo ni inspiring, na pia kuna time ambazo nakuletea stories ambazo kwa njia moja au nyingine zinaweza zikabadilisha maisha yako au pengine ya guest wetu. Leo tuko na mgeni akona simulizi yake ya kusisimua na naomba ujitambulishe.
My name is Pauline Juma, 26-year-old, an amazing woman, a mother, a poet and a writer. And naishi Kajiado at the moment. And nilizaliwa nikalelewa Kibera slums Nairobi. And Kibera for me, it's a place mi huiweka kwa hati yangu kwa sababu ilinifunza kukuwa resilient. Kukuwa yule mwanamke anaweza bounce back from anything, and kukuwa yule mwanamke who believes in her faith and anything she does na maisha yake. So pale Kibera nilizaliwa, mimi ni firstborn in a family of 4, and tuliraised in a very, I call it humble family, kwa sababu ilikuwa ile family sisi masomo kupata ilikuwa like a blessing kupata hiyo masomo. Kupata chakula kwetu mara 3 kwa siku, it was a blessing. Kupata kwanza the biggest blessing yenye mimi ushukuru Mungu hadi wa leo, it is the blessing of education, getting a chance ya scholarship kwenda shule to where I was. But nilikuwa tu a normal girl in Kibera, a normal girl mwenye my mama ananiambianga by the time nilikuwa mdogo 3 to 5 years watu walikuwa shaanza kuangalia na mtoto wenyu atasumbua sana, because nilikuwa against every, you know, against zile tu vitu zenye I felt hazikuwa sawa. Hata nikigrow kwa society, mimi sijawahi experience situation yenye my father and my mother wanapigana, but I was always against nikisikia neighbor anapigana. Unajua we used to live in wanaitanga self confused house, ile nyumba iko na kila kitu, so lazima utasikia neighbor wakipigana. And kila time I used to question my mother, mbona wanapigana, ni watu wakubwa kwani waezi ongea? And my first time to experience violence ilikuwa through a neighbor when I was 13, and there was this woman in Kibera, I really loved that woman. And aliuliwa na the husband just due to domestic violence. And at 13 I was already nilikuwa nisha experience, because for me it affect for so long in my life. And I just went through primary, ikafika time nikaenda secondary opportunity. And one thing about me from the time nilikuwa mdogo, nilikuwa napenda kusaidia. I love helping. Like sipendi tu kukaa mahali watu wanapitia shida. And at the age of 9 tulikuwa tumelala njaa like the previous night, the whole day tumekaa njaa, na usiku nikaambia mamangu, mom, nikigrow up nataka kufungua children's home. My mama akaniuliza, utafungua children's home na nyinyi wenyewe hata kwenye mkuli? The only thing my mom uniambia, nilimjibu that hiyo time Mungu ata provide, tutapata kila kitu. So by the time nilikuwa naenda high school, form 1, form 2, I got a friend. And she was a very good friend. And unfortunately akapata mimba. Mamake akamfukuza nyumbani. But because tulikuwa pale kwa plot, nikaambia mamangu, please can you talk to the mother, at least akaena msichana, anything nitakuwa napata through, because nilikuwa mtoto wa scholarship. So we used to be given everything. My father alikuwa anatia bidii ku make sure nikienda shuleni niko na kila kitu. So I knew niko na kitu kidogo naweza mpatia, at least in sustained. And that is what happened. Nilikuwa nampatia everything enye napata, na divide half nampatia. And this was my friend. Niko form 2, ako form 1, and we were very close. Akapata mtoto, kila kitu ikakuwa sawa. Whenever tulikuwa tunakuja holiday, I used to go with her kwa brother yake, tunafua for over 1 year. That is what we used to do. Like, she's my friend, she's my sister. I'm not seeing anything beyond that. And nilikuwa nampenda kama sister yangu mkubwa. That kukuwa tu na ule mtu unamu-encourage every time, telling her that mtoto akikuwa mkubwa, please rudi shule. Because that is all mimi kwa naona nikiwa mdogo itanitoa Kibera, itanisaidia ndoto zangu zitimie, nitoe mamangu Kibera. And that is what I used to tell her. And in October 2011 nilikuwa form 3. And ilikuwa normal, our normal routine. Twende kwa bradangu tusaidie bradangu kufua, and then nitakupeleka shuleni. But that day everything was different. Because when nilienda kwa hiyo nyumba ya bradake, nilisukumwa. And it is my friend alini push from behind.
The lady now.
The lady friend.
You've been helping.
My sister.
Yeah.
Alini push from behind And the next thing nilikuwa na slapiwa na brother yake. And the brother was among the people walini defile when I was 16 in 2011 October. And the only thing the brother aliniambia, mimi ndo najifanya najua kusoma, watanifanya nikaeka dada yao. So all this while I was helping someone, so but deep inside their heart it was like najionyesha. You know, that is what nilipata from that. And to be honest, that was the worst moment in my life.
How many people were there?
They were 4, but
wow.
2 of them ndio walini defile. And 2 of them beating me up for nothing. I've not done anything. And the worst of it all, it was inafosiwa anyone asinotice pale nje, and the threats. Ukijaribu kuzungumza, we will kill your mother. If you dare speak out, ukitoka hapa mtu yoyote ajue. So at the age of 16, you have to make it look like it was something normal. And the moment nilitoka pale nje, being raised in Kibera, unajua everything that you need to do after umekuwa raped. And that is what I did. Nikaenda hospitalini, nikapewa every documentation I needed, na nikarudi nyumbani with all the pain I'll never forget, na nikaenda shuleni.
Did you ever speak to your parents beginning?
I didn't speak to my parents at that time. I didn't speak to anyone because if I dare speak, my mother specifically will be killed. That is what I carried in my life. Na nikaenda shuleni. Shuleni, things were tough because as much as uko resilient, as much as umeraiziwa, you'll bounce back. Mi nilikuwa na bounce back na pain. Nilikuwa na bounce back na depression. I was going down every single day. Walimu nilianza hata kuchukia male teachers nikiwa shule. I was like, sasa huyu every male teacher nilikuwa naona like they are rapists. And ilikuwa so hard kukaa hiyo shule. I had to go to another school. And in another school I had to pretend. Unaona ile yenye unajifunza kuweka pain chini, and you go on with life like nothing has happened.
Just to cut you short, now after hiyo situation may happen, I remember this is someone ambaye alikuwa anakuja anawatembelea. This is someone sometime mna spend na yeye kwa nyumba. This is someone mnakaa naye kwenu. Did that ever change after that?
It changed. It changed, and my mother noticed. My mother noticed that all of a sudden I was so bitter towards my friend. My mother noticed that I was no longer close to my so-called brother, because the brother was like my brother. Alikuwa ametrustiwa with my parents. I was no longer close to them. Nilikuwa na shy off whenever namuona, because even unamuona but macho yake inakuthreaten ukijaribu kuongea. So I was always hiyo keep distant yangu. And fortunately the girl, after nilitoka shule around November kurudi, akajiondoa. So for me, to be honest, at least that was a peaceful moment for me. Venye alienda sikumuona. So it's like the pain ilikuwa inaenda chini, but no, the pain haikuwa ienda chini. You know, for years, even after nimeenda shule yangu ya pili.
So no, hapo ndo ulikuwa umefika sasa.
Hapo ndo ulikuwa umefika. Nikaenda shuleni tena, nikaenda to another school, form 3, form 4. At least that was a school a lot of people didn't know anything about me, so I was able to hide. Nilikuwa able to hide vitu mingi, kuzieka chini and pretend like everything is okay. But after form 4, I was only 18. You see that period, and then in our time, ulikuwa unangoja mtihani hadi March. That period yenye unangoja mtihani, I sat down with myself, nikajiambia, maybe hawa wanaume waliniharibu. Let me go try get a child and get married, because after defilement, I felt like men ndo watu wangeni protect. So being around men for me ilikuwa, unaona ile yenye uko na mtu yenye unajiambia those perpetrators hawatanifikia.
Niko na mwanaume ambaye atanichunga.
So that is what I did immediately after nimemaliza form 4, nikaenda kuolewa. And mi usema kama ujahil kwa maisha, you'll always attract the violence kwa maisha. Because for me,
you attract who you are.
You attract who you are. So for me, nilienda pale, you know, I'm there excited. I want to get pregnant. I want to get married. I want to prove to my society that I can, because this is the society ilikuwa nasema, amemaliza form 4, wacha tuone mali ataenda. Ameingia kwa ndoa, wacha tumpe siku kadhaa. So I was there trying to prove to everyone around me, I am okay, I am happy. I'm not this rebel you think I am. And 1 year when I got pregnant, everything was okay until this man akaanza kubadilika. because you know you're still that heart soul. You una notice vitu ndogo ndogo, una notice mtu akikutukana, una notice, and he really used to abuse me. He really used to tell me words mpaka unamwangalia, you know, this was almost one of the first people nilipea story yangu, like just being truthful to them. And inafika mahali mtu akikutukana na kwambia that is the reason ulirepiwa.
What?
So for me it was so hard, but you can't show anyone by the way you're going through anything. Hawezi onyesha anyone. At one point alinipiga, nilibleed, I was pregnant, nilibleed. Then naenda nyumbani kwa mamangu ananiuliza nini nimekufanya, naambia mamangu nimeanguka kwa stairs. Like that is how much I wanted to protect it for my society, not for me.
So that people can think now you're not.
I am perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I am perfect. I am happy. I can keep this man, and the fact that the whole society tukiwa nje tulikuwa tunaonyesha we are happy. This is the best couple kwa mtaa. It's like we are trying to compete sijui na nani. And 1 year ilikuwa hivyo. Today we are okay. Tomorrow we will fight. Until one day I think hasira ilikuwa imenifika mwisho, and I really don't know what's me with Octobers, but for it ilikuwa October again,
like today
October,
hata leo ni October.
Yeah, in October.
Yeah.
Alikuja nyumbani the normal him, saa 6 usiku anaanza kupigana, and that day was like I'm done with you, I am done. Niko na mtoto hapa miezi 8, I'm looking at this kid, naona ni kama maisha yake hakuna mali inaenda. So that day when he came, alini slap, and I turned, nikashika kisu. And when I wanted to stab him, my son cried. So all akili yangu yote ikapotea, nikachukua mtoto wangu, and I remember holding my firstborn son, nikamuita kwa jina, nikamwambia Leslie, I promise you hautaipitia such kind of life again. You will never. And I walked out in a marriage saa 7 usiku. It was so violent. Ilikuwa imefika violent to a violent point. Nikamwambia today it's either 2 things happen, you kill me ama nikuue. Hakuna mtu atabaki hapa. Hakuna nini ati you can't beat me up, I'm silent. Until my neighbor kaingililia akaniambia, you know what, I am proud of you. She was a Somali woman. She was always protecting me. You know, wale wanawake wanakuangalia but they can't just tell you because you are in love.
Yeah.
But that day venye nilitoka niambia, mama, I hope you're not coming back here. And that is how I went. You know, at the age of 20, you're back to that society. And now you're there facing real demons. Tulisema. Tulikwambia.
Mtaachana tu.
And then mnaachana tu na huyo, na si ati mnaachana, he's following you up na matusi na maneno. And this is what I tell myself until this day. One day nilikuwa natembea kwa mtaa, akaniita dead flower. You know, kwa matusi zote alinitukana because ilikuwa more than 100 abuses if I'm not wrong, but I picked dead flower. I went home, nikakaa chini, and have you ever affirmed words zenye unaambiwa? Like you sit down, I sat down with myself na nikajiuliza yenyewe, it is true. I am this dead flower this man is saying. But something so funny with me, rather than wanting to heal, I went into another relationship. 2 months down the line, mamangu ananiangalia na niambia, Pauline, you've not healed.
You went into another relationship.
I'm like, Mom, a dead flower. I have to prove to him I can still get a man. I can still get married. And you're there, you're like, no, Mom, amenitukana mimi. And I am not going back to him, I am going back to someone else. So that I am not a dead flower. And here I am in another relationship. I have not healed, niko in another relationship. Again, I am pregnant. Again, here is a son. Now I have 2 sons. But I think one day nilikaa chini nikajiambia, this is not the kind of life.
How was your man? The second one?
It's always, you'll always notice. You know, venye tu tumesema you attract who you are. I am still a girl in pain. So I'll still attract people with
will bring so pain to your life. Yeah.
Because for me and him, it ended up in a very just good way. He came one day, I provoked him, he slapped me, that's all. Like, no, I can't take this anymore. The moment umeni slap leo mara ya kwanza, I know tomorrow utaninyonga. And at that moment I was so aware of myself, and nikamwambia tu kweli. I thought I am in this relationship for love, but I was here for revenge. And that revenge at that moment haikuwa inanisaidia because ndo nilikuwa nimeanza ku open up. You know, from 16 I was about 22 when I started opening up, like ndio na open up naambia watu this happened to me when I was 16. I'm trying to find myself, and also I'm trying to help my community, just so that, because even after my defilement, the same thing unasikianga tu story kwa society
imehapenia mtu.
So for me all my life nikiwa that age, I used to tell myself maybe zina happen kwa sababu nimenyamaza, maybe zina happen because no one is speaking about them. And I used to question every time, mbona hii society yetu mtu anafika form 4 alafu hakuna mali anaenda. Kibera namba 8 utasikia mtu msanii mkubwa, mbona hii mtaa yetu Mashimoni specifically no one comes out of this place and then they go out and be successful. What is really happening? And at that time I was like, I have to do something. Nikaanza ku train modeling. And you know, but for me that training modeling, a lot of people didn't know why I was training modeling, because people were like hana train to. But for me nilikuwa nikihandle msichana wa 13, it's like I'm rewriting my story. Nikisaidia msichana wa 13 years, it's like I'm telling that 13-year-old girl, I forgive you for watching violence, for everything you went through. Nikihandle msichana, give you for not speaking up on time and for not finding help. It was a journey for me when I was nikiwa hiyo time. And at that time niko na watoto wawili taken, wamepelekwa kwa mama yangu, and I'm there starting life at 22. It was so hard for me because you're battling emotions za ukiwa mdogo, you're battling emotions za defilement, you're battling emotions za domestic violence. You're still there attracting the same people around you. And mimi usema kitu moja, survivors heal in different way. While I was healing nikiwa mdogo, I used to struggle healing by attracting myself to the wrong man. Because I had to be with a man around me to feel secure. I had to be with a man around me so that I feel like I am someone. Singewahi define beauty yangu mimi mwenyewe like, Pauline, you're beautiful. No, a man had to tell me. And for that nilikuwa najipata in very many relationships. Nazitanga entanglement. You just want to be around people, and these people are not even healthy for you. Maybe your people may go through trauma yao. And it was so complicated for me by that time. But my life actually started, and I always call it the rebirth of a queen, started when I was 23. When I started telling my story, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to attract the right people. And hiyo inaanza na mimi mwenyewe telling my authentic story and telling the world who I am, and this starting is a journey pole.
That's quite an amazing story. And now looking at the dream you've had since childhood of starting a children's home, did you ever achieve that?
Oh my God, I've achieved a lot of dreams, I think, but that dream, 2020, that was last year, I received a call that ilikuwa so bothering. I received a call in the midst of a pandemic na curfew at 7 p.m. that Pauline, kuna msichana amekuwa defiled. And the first question me uliza, age, and I was told 13, and it broke me. I was like, you know what? This is the time.
You felt like this was now your story again.
I felt like this is Pauline. And you know that moment enye kila siku ukienda kulala unaomba Mungu like, God, let not someone else repeat my story. I don't want it. That is the prayer I make every night nikilala. And then I'm here receiving a call ya 13-year-old na kuna curfew. Na saizo, you know, I've just moved from Kibera.
And that time it was very strict.
It was very strict. And moved to from Kibera, nimekuja kuishi Kajiado West. Nilitoka.
During curfew.
Nilitoka na curfew. And I had to go rescue that girl. And I looked at that girl, nikamwambia, from today you're going to be safe. And that was the beginning of a safe house for me. That was the beginning of a safe house. I wanted in my life to give a space to children, to girls, to teenagers. Because for me, behind that rebel, unaona huyo boy kwa mtaa mwenye mnasemanga ni rebel, anavuta bangi kwa miaka 17, there is always a story. And that is always the story I want to find. That is always the conversation I wanted to listen to. Mi sikuwa nataka kusikiza hiyo rebel anavuta bangi. Yes, I know it is okay. But ni nini limpush hapo? Because a 17-year-old boy cannot just start stealing. A 16-year-old boy, old girl cannot just go out na anze different men, there is always
They say that for someone to get to the wall, he must have been pushed to the wall or moved to the wall.
Moved to that wall, and different people react. React differently wakifika kwa wall. So for me, that was the beginning of a safe house for me.
Wow.
But the beginning of Rebirth of a Queen, the organization, because the organization ilianza 2019, was through a poem. Mi upenda kuandika poetry, and whenever I feel low, that is how I heal myself. And there was a night I was writing a poem to my 16-year-old, and I was telling my 16-year-old, I forgive you.
Yourself, 16-year-old self,
to my 16-year-old self, nikimwambia, I forgive you. I want you to remember that I love you. I want you to remember that you're healing not for yourself, but for every generation that comes after you. And even before you, your mother, your grandmother, your ancestors, you're here to break every generational curses. And today, I just want to remind you, you're a queen who's reclaiming her crown. Na hapo chini nikaandika, and this is the rebirth of a queen journey. And that is how I started an organization. I was like, this rebirth of a queen, I want to support other queens to reclaim their crowns. Because most of the times when we go through so much pain in life, since you feel ni kama there's nothing, you know, you're in that situation. Mimi nikiwa 16-year-old after defilement, ungewe niambia I could speak out, I would never. Or from 16 to now I am 26, I tell people I've tried to commit suicide more than 10 times. And I wake up intentionally every day to tell myself I am not dying today, because you battle memories, una battle trauma. I don't wear green, and that is something I tell everyone. I don't wear green. I can't wear a green dress. Na mi wambia mtu, if you ever bring me a green gift, mi ukuona ka shetani, by the way.
What?
Because you're like, are you trying to traumatize me? That is the dress I was defiled in. Are you trying to traumatize me? So for me, ni journey, and that is the rebirth of a queen journey. Just trying to tell a girl, today you'll be very okay. Today you'll be very happy. Trust me, tomorrow you'll wake up, you feel like siku atastaki kuangalia anyone. Unaona, we heal differently, and rebirth of a queen is here to give that person an opportunity, not to feel guilty whenever they are healing, to give them an opportunity to go back to school, to put a safe house for them, because hakuna safe spaces for them. What happens when a girl is raped? They go back to the society. Una battle na perpetrator all your life, nothing happens. So we are here just to raise an authentic generation, and my dream is that this authentic generation will raise another generation. That's really amazing.
And what's one thing you'd tell anyone ambaye, you know, any little girl or any lady ambaye they've ever gone through something, you know, like sexual assault, domestic violence? What is one thing you'd like to tell them?
One thing I would love to tell them, that you still have your crown. It is still with you. Just give yourself that chance to heal. It is so hard. I don't lie to anyone that healing is easy. It is so hard, but in every little step you make, cheer yourself up. I am one kind of a person, before dunia ni celebrate, I always want to tell myself, Pauline, congratulations for getting out of your bed, opening the window and getting out of the door.
Amazing.
Congratulations for showing up. Congratulations. Like if you follow my post, you'll realize some of my posts I write that I have the most beautiful smile in this world, because I don't want anyone to tell me it is beautiful. I have the most beautiful smile in this world, and my smile lights up the world. I don't want to wait for anyone to affirm it to me. And there is a poem I wrote that night. Ilikuwa saa 7 usiku. You see, one of these nights una battle anxiety, you're like, no. People say I'm beautiful, but I'm not what people say. And then it was, I think, 1:10 a.m. I just took a pen, nikaenda kwa paper, and I looked at that girl nilikuwa naona kwa mirror. Dear Pauline, you're beautiful. you are amazing, you're confident, you can do all things as long as you set your mind to do it. And whenever I meet girls, whenever I meet boys and even men, I tell them, write that poem down, because when I tell you you're beautiful, I don't mean your face, I mean your heart. I mean your heart is so amazing to a point that it can handle your body. When I call you amazing, I tell you you've battled so much, but you still show up unajionyesha kwa dunia with a smile. When I tell you you're confident, I don't mean your aggressiveness is rudeness. I mean that aggressiveness to live life. It is what makes our world a better place. When I tell you you can do anything as long as you set your mind to do it, I always tell kids that you can be the president of this country no matter what the world shows you.
Amazing.
So if that poem can inspire someone, let them carry it in their hearts forever.
That's great. Tumekuwa tukipiga story na Pauline, right? Na I think she's amazing, and you know, talking to her, you just feel a different kind of energy all around you, and this is really amazing. To anyone who wants to reach your organization, watakupata wapi?
Watatupata Rebirth of a Queen on our Facebook page. Every detail about us is there. And this is what I tell everyone who wants to support us. This is a journey. Rebirth of a Queen is a movement. It started by Pauline. It's going to be handled by another generation. But as long as we work together, that little that you want to support, if you want help from us, kindly reach out to us. We're here to help and support. And if you want to support us, kindly just go to our Facebook page, Rebirth of a Queen. There are all information there on how to help us, and we will really appreciate it.
Do you mind sharing your number, pengine?
0720-339-204.
0720-339-204. Amazing. Tutaweka pia number kwenye screen for anyone ambaye maybe they want to reach you for help, or maybe they want to reach you and support you. Number itakuwa pale chini. Asante sana kwa muda wako. Thank you very much for the amazing and encouraging words to people who are going through a lot in the world. By the way, watu wanapitia mambo mengi sana duniani. And before tumaliza, this is a mental health awareness month. I think we just, the only thing we need to do is to be kind with one another. I don't know your battles. I don't need to harm you. Just a little smile can change the world. Amazing. Be kind to everyone. Mimi naitwa presenter Ali, your entertainment PA. Behind the camera ni mwanangu nguvu anaitwa Henry Frank. Team zima ipo hapa pia, namuona Eric Mukabwa na David Kimolo. Anyways, siku zote na kujuza kwamba ukitaka kufanikiwa usipende kusifiwa.